I'm Kelsey Cush, the Sativa Zebra, and today we are making an infused hummus recipe. I love hummus. I've always loved hummus. I think it's just growing up I loved, ancient Egypt and Roman history and like everything about the Mediterranean. So I wanted to like immerse myself. So I, taught myself about hummus and like they're kind of like tabbouleh and dolmas and everything like that, and just fell in love with it. And I've been eating Greek and Mediterranean and Middle Eastern food ever since. And I'm obsessed. So I usually end up actually making a lot of my own homemade hummus. So I'm gonna show you guys this video because this is like my perfected, this is how I always make my hummus. Hopefully I just saw a new video that looks like it's gonna be a little bit easier, which is nice since I don't have tons of time to do this stuff. Well, like I do, but like I have other things going on than just cooking. And also I hate cooking, and I hate when you cook all this stuff and it's like so delicious and you have so much food and like there's nobody here, but then you have like a sink full of dishes. That's never fun. Where was I going? Anyways, hummus. So I have this one. This is my like foolproof one. I'm hopefully gonna and I'm gonna show you kind of two ways that you can infuse it. So you could do either or yeah, you could do both. Like that's always fun. And yeah, let's get to it. Oh, should I get high first? Probably. Let me get my lighter. Alright, wash my hands, because I just coughed all over them, and even though I'm not sick, we still follow proper hand washing procedures, guys, because why? COVID, that's why. Let's see, we're inebriated. Yeah, we're gonna start making things. For this recipe, I use canned. I have made it with, dried chickpeas that I, rehydrated overnight, and I don't know, for me, I didn't notice that much of a difference between that and when I just used a can. So I've just decided to use a can. Like, I know technically there is, but for me it wasn't, the way I make the hummus, it wasn't enough of a difference to really, come on. There we go. Like, to make it that worth it. And also, like, I know it's technically not a big deal, but there's something about that, like, just having to, like, remember I'm going to be making hummus the next day, which, let's be honest, I never, like, I'm just I have ADHD, so a lot of times it's like, the fact that I went and made sure I got all the ingredients, that was a lot of preparation for me, and that extra step of having to soak chickpeas was just too much. You want to strain? That's okay. That happens. So yeah, we're just straining this out, and we're gonna keep our liquid here. That's aquafaba. If you are not a plant-based or a vegan person, you can still use it. You can still use it for a lot of things. It's just kind of like an egg white substitute. But we're also gonna be using this in our hummus to help thin it out and really smooth it out while keeping that delicious chickpea flavor. Alright, so now here's the trick. So I have this big bowl. I'm just gonna get rid of that. I don't need any of that. So I'm gonna pour my chickpeas into this bowl, and I'm now going to peel them. So I have done this pretty much I have peeled chickpeas every single way you can think of, and this is pretty much the only way I've been able to do it that doesn't make me want to kill myself, so I'm going to teach you guys that. Basically what you can do is you can do this either with the water running. I'm going to put it up here just so you guys can see, but just get some cold water. I like to fill it up kind of a lot, like two-ish inches over where the chickpeas are just like chilling. And I like to do this because a lot of times the skins will kind of rise, and so having that separation helps. Actually, I'm gonna put a little bit more in here real quick. Oh no, cold water. There we go. Okay, now what you're just gonna do is you're gonna put your hands in here and you're gonna grab like a handful and you're just gonna rub them between your hands and then just do that for a couple minutes. What I usually end up doing is I'll do this, trying to just like grab as many as I can and just kind of like smushing them between my hands a little bit too. And I'll do this just a couple of times or for a couple of minutes just to kind of shed a lot of those skins on there. And you're not going to get every single skin. You're going to have some that are going to just stay on there. That's completely normal. But if you want to see, or I can show you real quick. Let me just grab these skins while they're popping up. I mean, I've already got that much. Can you see that? Can you see it? That much. So now, I pretty much just, once I'm, like, I like to do that kind of a check and just feel with my hands to see that you can tell when there's a skin on there because it'll feel rough. When there's no skin, it's a very smooth bean, like a pea. So I like to do that, and then I fill up the water again. And this is basically going to help all those skins rise to the top so I can kind of skim everything off. And I'm just kind of straining it so I can, because a lot of times what I end up doing is I end up just throwing it down the drain. And then the problem is that I clog my drain. So I don't want that to happen. So for once, I'm trying to be smart about this. And also this helps because like every so often you have skins that are stuck onto the chickpeas, so you can pop those out. Also, I don't know, I also feel like this little extra step is like the part that shows that you care. Like, you know, and so also that's the other thing is that when I make this, so right now I'm only doing 1 can. Normally I do like 4 or 5 cans of chickpeas, and it's kind of like an all day thing, and I'll, you know, freeze some so it's saved for later, you know, or I'll do it for like, you know, special events or special occasions. So like we had a potluck a while out on my job, so like I made homemade hummus for them for that. So yeah, if you can kind of see in here now, it's like they're all super shiny. That's how you know there's not a skin on there. Ooh, so this, I can show you this one up close. Ooh, just kicking you around. So if you can see, my hands are wet, so I don't want to touch like the phone, but like it's kind of dull. I wish there was like a better way to do this. Like it's kind of dull, and so it just kind of like pops out of here. And so then you got this dull skin here, and then your bright shiny bean. Make sure it's all nice and clean. And these are now ready. So next, do that. We're gonna get some garlic. I technically should have done this first. Guys, should have done this first, but you know, pain days happen, my brain goes away from me, so. I'm gonna use 3 pretty big cloves of garlic for this batch because it sounds like a good amount. Like I kind of want this to be a very heavy garlic flavor. Here's the trick, guys. We have this little doodad. Maybe we should use the bigger knife since these are such big honkin' things. And yeah, I just have to like legit just crush the fuck out of it because it's literally just gonna go into a food processor. So like it doesn't need to be all in one piece, and also it's just easier to take off the skin once it's crushed the fuck up. And then I'm just gonna chop off that bottom because it's looking, I don't know, I've never liked the bottom. I think you can eat it, I just don't. So yeah, just crush the fuck out of it with your knife. And that's gonna help release the juices, release those flavor, and also just help make it easier to get the skin off, because the skin is a bitch. Little chop. That one's good. Third one going in now. Alright, and this feels like a pretty nice and juicy lemon, so I think I'm only going to use one. But so basically, I mean, I watch a lot of cooking shows and everything, and travel shows and TV and all that stuff, so this is just a trick that I've learned from you know, I've known it for a while, but the lemon, the acidity in there helps kind of break down the, you know, bit like the, you know, the bite of the garlic. It really mellows it out. So, hey, I fucking need that. So, yeah, this is just a really neat trick, and this way you could add even more garlic if you wanted. But also it kind of gives you that just like true garlic flavor. It doesn't give you that like the spicy bite of it more. It's just delicious. Yeah, so see? One. There's a weird lemon that does not want to juice the way it's supposed to. But that's fine. We got it. We got enough to cover it. That's what we needed. So yeah, you want enough to just cover it and let it just chill. Oops, there's some seeds in here. Don't want no fucking seeds. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. What are we doing now? What are we doing now? I don't really know. Whoa. Oh, I forgot to... Oh, guys. Oh, guys. Okay. So, I didn't show you guys what we were using, but I've kind of been like showing it off, so it's cool. 3 cloves of garlic. We also have some sesame, or sesame tahini, aka, and then also you need a infused olive oil. The way I make my olive oil is the same way as I make my butters and my agave. You throw it in your Instant Pot, you throw in a cup of your oil, however much of your concentrate you're mixing into this. So I actually mixed almost 2 grams. I think it was just under 2 grams of some CO2 oil in here. And that tested pretty fucking potently, so this is going to be pretty nice. And yeah, I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can infuse it, or infuse them both ways. So we're going to need our food processor for this next part. So I'm going to let my garlic continue sitting in here for a little bit while I prep this portion. So what you need for the next step of our cooking adventures, okay, is we need a 1/4 cup of your aquafaba, which is the bean juice. Sounds weird, but I don't care. Okay. Tahini time! Alright, so whenever you get your tahini, you most likely are going to have to mix it up. And you do want to just like get it from the bottom, move it up to the top. Because tahini should be pretty liquid and smooth. It's kind of like a melted peanut butter consistency, but like just constantly. And then the separation just occurs because it sits. Now that we got it mixed together, it's a lot more liquidy. That's what you want from your tahini. It took me a while to figure that out. When I first started making hummus, when I was like, I think it was like 14 or 15 was when I started making hummus. So another reason why I make my stuff really potent. So I'm thinking that 1 tablespoon of this is having like 80 milligrams is what I've kind of mathed it out to. So, and I really like to do this. And the reason why is just for health reasons and everything, I've noticed that I have a lot less pain when I use less oil. And so hummus is already very rich and fatty, and you already have, you know, tahini is basically just a fat, so it's just like a natural fat, like a peanut butter. So you have this in there, so I try not to add too much of this, especially since I like to drizzle some on top of it at the end. So, yeah, basically when you're doing this for your potency, it kind of depends. Most of the recipes I use, I only put in like 2 to 4 tablespoons of something. So, and my potency's gone up, so now I kind of need that extra kick, you know? And also this syringe was getting old, so I was like, oh, I need to get this infused quick. Like, I mean, it doesn't really go bad, but you just don't really want it after a while either. Oh yeah, to the brim. Just that little extra. Beautiful. So you can let your garlic sit for a while. So what I wanted to do before I actually started recording is the plan was to get the garlic and the lemon juice going before I started everything else so it could have time to really chill the fuck out. But then I got sidetracked, as is prone to happen. So yeah, now what we're going to do is we're going to just throw in our lemon juice garlic mixture, and so yeah, basically you just want to pulse it together, and that's going to help mix those juices into your tahini to just help really make it nice and smooth. And I think I'm going to give this just one more little go around, just because I see it still looks a little like I want it to almost start whipping, so it's going to get kind of light and fluffy. It's already smelling real fucking good. Real fucking good. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. So dumb. Well, not really, but I don't know. I just like to, with my olive oils and my infused products, I kind of like to not work them too much because it kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's just more respectful to it. Like, you know, I respect the plant, I respect the cannabinoids, I respect that they're going to help me feel better. Like, since taking those dabs, I am now, you know, not as focused on my stomach. I'm able to just kind of, you know, put that towards the back and just handle it a little bit. Like, it's still there, but it's definitely mellowed out now that I'm high. So I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of this oil because I've calculated my potency to be about 80 milligrams per tablespoon. So I'm going to be able to do, yeah, it's going to be about 160 milligrams, give or take. Hopefully it's give, that's always nice. If you are trying to keep this low oil, then what you could do is not put 2 tablespoons in now. Instead, just add 2 more tablespoons of the aquafaba, and then just use your olive oil as a garnish at the end. Again, I'll show you that. But so that's the first, this is like the first way you can infuse it where you gonna get fucked up, everyone's gonna be having some fun. 18 plus, 21, because it's like 18 plus for medical. You can start smoking if you have a medical reason at 18, but 21 for recreational, so whatever your thing is. Now, what we gonna do? We're gonna take our chickpeas, throw them on in this bitch, get them on in here, go, go, go. There we go, very good. So, we're gonna spice this up. Turmeric. We're gonna put turmeric in there because this isn't, so to my knowledge, adding turmeric to hummus is not a common thing. I add it to mine because I have a lot of inflammation. This helps with it. And also, turmeric is known to help with the high. It helps increase the high. Especially, so you need to add it, turmeric with some pepper, which we're gonna be doing a little bit of both, so it's good. But so I'm going to be putting in 1 tablespoon. No. Putting in half a tablespoon of that. gonna do half of some paprika. You could also use smoked paprika, either one, if you want it to have more of a smoky flavor, obviously. So I like to just start with everything at the same basic spice level, except for the cumin. Cumin is one of those spices that's very, like strong. It's a very strong spice. So for that, I'm doing a quarter. And I like to do this because I like, you know, it always depends. Sometimes the lemon's a little bit more acidic. You know, the tahini, whoever produces it, differs it. So kind of by just starting lightly with the spices, I can build it up to the level that I want it. So, work smarter, not harder. Just under half a tablespoon for the pepper. Pimientón y sal. Necesito sal todo el tiempo. Pero sal es vida. No es sabor. Yeah, in English might help. Salt is flavor. You know, you always just need some salt. So now, pulse that bitch up again. Beautiful golden hummus. Alright, so now we taste it. So, Alright, I think all it needs is a hint more salt, and then maybe a splash more lemon, actually. The turmeric and the cumin really have played well with it, and it's just, yeah, one of those things. The lemon apparently wasn't as lemony and acidic. Well, and also, you know, put that garlic, it takes off some of that lemon flavor. So I'm going to add some more salt. I think I'm adding just over like half a tablespoon more, so it'll be teaspoon. And then we're just gonna, oh yeah, it's a nice juicy lemon. Nice juicy lemon. Okay, so I just need a tiny bit, I think. So this is always why you always need one extra lemon. This is how I know it's good, is like, so I'll show you the spoon real quick. Like, hopefully you can see that. But it's literally just super light, super fluffy, really nice orange, you know, goldeny yellow color. And it's also nice because there is a little bit of that earthiness coming from the olive oil, from the cannabis. So it has this really fun, like, yeah, I've never made infused hummus before, so this is like, I'm really excited that it's working out together, because I was like, this was either going to be delicious or horrible, and thankfully it's turning out delicious! Yay! And this is the other thing I like about this recipe is like, yeah, that the first step of removing the skins, like that step takes a while, but once that's done, it really is just throw things into the blender and do it. And I think that's why I don't mind making homemade hummus, is it's kind of like, I view that first part as like not necessary, because you can skip that step. You could just skip the step, don't even think about it, just go on, live with your bad self. I'm not gonna judge you. It's just not gonna be as smooth and delicious as mine is. But so like, when I do this, you know, it's kind of a labor of love. You know, it's kind of like, I know this is gonna make people happy because every time I make it, it makes people happy, and it is something kind of special. Like, It is kind of something you only get at restaurants. So when someone makes it from scratch, it's very, yeah, it's special. It's nice. So that's why I like to do it. And also it's just, I've gotten, you know me, I'm a picky bitch. So I've gotten used to this is how it tastes. And now it's kind of hard to go back to traditional hummus after that. Okay, so this is for now. So it's in a nice little dish, and it's, you know, it looks beautiful, and it just makes you want to eat it. There we go. So I'm just gonna take, I'll probably do a tablespoon. Actually, no. No, that looks good. Like I said, I try to keep, you know, try not to have too much added oil and everything to my diet. Which is really hard when you're a stoner and you make edibles all the time. So like that's the other reason why I make these super potent. So yeah, just throw some olive oil on it, your infused olive oil. And again, you can make this recipe without adding the infused olive oil in the first part and just add it now. Totally fine as well. Next thing I like to do is I like to add some paprika. I'm out of smoked paprika. Normally I would add smoked paprika to this. I do have some smoked salt, so I'm just going to sprinkle some of that on there. But yeah, I just like to do a little, I like paprika, so I do a generous helping of paprika on mine. Another spice that I like to put on here that I ran out of and I haven't been able to find it anywhere near me is za'atar. So normally I would sprinkle some of that on there. You could also do, you know, like you could add a little bit more to cumin. I think the cumin level is nice. I don't really want any more of it. You could add some parsley, oregano. Oh, should I? Okay, I'm not going to do this because I think it would be way too much for my stomach at this point. But you could also like take some of your like already vaped bud if you save that, and you could like throw that on top of this as well. Also, I don't have any of that recently because I didn't think I was going to be needing any of that. So I don't have, I mean, you could just throw some like fresh bud on there, but it's not going to do it. Well, I mean, THCV does have some medical benefits, but it's not going to help with your high. And if that's what you're using this for, it's not. I mean, if you just want those like extra little couple added benefits, then yeah, throw some of it on there. But otherwise, that's it. That's it. You see, this is, and like, let me show you how beautiful this is now. It's like super beautiful. It just has a good, gorgeous color, and it's gonna get you high as fuck. And yeah, that's it. If you like this video, make sure to like it and to subscribe for more videos like it. And then if you want to comment below and just like tell me what you thought, like tell me how your week was, tell me what you're smoking on, tell me what you're eating on, and if you have anything else that you want to just tell me, just fucking go for it. All right, love you guys.